In this, the third this much overview video, we're going to look at the use of bipolar scales and the use of figures to represent people. You've seen before introducing unipolar scales which have the absence of something to the left and its maximum presence to the right. If we look at bipolar scales, you have one opposite at one end and another at the other, so we can have anxious versus calm, stressed versus calm, hard, easy, dislike, like, good, bad, and so on. Just to keep it simple, we'll choose anxious and calm. We'll hide that. These rather garish colours were chosen because they are opposites in a spectrum that makes them most discriminable by people with some forms of colour blindness. So it maximises the chance that they can see that these are different. Instead of looking at the unipolar scale faces, we're now going to look at the bipolar scale faces, which have one extreme at one end and the other at the other. So we'll choose those ones. And we need a stem. We need to be exploring something. Let's say when I go to the dentist. Okay, now we're going to choose people, and we're going to say this is me. And we can put a label in, me as I am now. We can add another one, me as I would like to be. Okay, we'll hide those images now, and you can see that you can start to play with ideas about moving children away from the present situation towards a more positive situation. So this is how I feel when I go to the dentist, and this is how I would like to be when I go to the dentist. So that could, for example, generate targets for behavioural intervention. Now I'm going to remove those elements. If I'd captured data from those, that wouldn't disappear. The data would still be retained. And I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to add in some options that aren't normally available unless they're specifically selected here. So I'm going to look at harm. Obviously you have to be very, very careful about investigating this. So if you've clicked that box, you can see you get some hurts, protects, uncaring, caring, unkindness, kindness. So we'll say hurts, protect. You can see this has changed. We can hide that, and then we can start pulling down people that are real people in a child's life. So we can have Uncle Oopsie, Benny. We'll have my dad. Sam. Janie, and so on. Now, obviously I showed you before that you can move all of these in one go to the origin, and I can do that sneakily like that. But you can also move them to the center, which is what you would want to do in a bipolar scale. You'd really want this to be a starting point. So you can start to look at different feelings about other people. One of the other things that's quite important is that you can modify the images slightly, so you can make them smaller and wider. Click OK, which means that you can use the same image to represent a similar appearance in significant others. Okay, Janie is really horrible to me. She hurts me a lot. Sam, neither. Dad protects me a bit. Benny hurts me too. And you can start to ask questions about, is there anybody else that we could put on this scale, for example? So, is there somebody that ought to be up this end? Well, yes, there's actually. Well, Auntie Janie. So that's big Auntie Janie, not little Janie. And she really tries to help me when she's there, but it's not always possible. Okay, I'm going to hide that now, and I'm going to capture this using the magic control keys. And you can have a look again just to make sure that's happened. There's the data. There's the graphics from the data we've just captured. You can also add a note. So we added Auntie Janie later, but I don't know how often she is there. And if we switch back to the text, you can see that it's there. Okay. And basically that's it. The main principles are just simply repeated for other sorts of icons that can be added. And we can add as many stems or conditions as you want. When I am being bullied. Okay. So you can say that the thing can be refined, changed, added to, modified in progress, with a child present to help them explain what they think and feel. And it can be repeated over time so that you can go through the pictures with a child away from the computer, having printed them out. Okay, I hope that's useful, and I hope you enjoy using this much.